the big race of the day. This is the Betfair Hurdle Handicap, the 335 at Newbury. A minefield, but you've studied it and you've got certainly a place, but maybe a winner, Jimmy.
Well, yeah, listen, it's competitive, but this race usually is a guide to a future champion hurdle. But My Tender Yours, Make a Stand, won it, a few years ago. Darlan was going to win it and he fell. Obviously, subsequently, he was killed when he fell again after that. But he was a champion hurdle favourite. Ante-post. It is a good guide to a champion hurdle. And looking through it, I can't really see a champion hurdle winner. I don't think a future champion hurdle winner, but listen, it's very competitive. There's a lot of nice horses in it. There's a few I like. There's a lot of from the Triumph last year, which I don't think was a great race because O'Connor destroyed them. And O'Connor is, he is obviously he's a big champion hurdle contender, but he won the Triumph by 15 lengths. Do you know what I mean? And he's only just one of the top players for the champion hurdle. So I don't think, barring him, I don't think it was a great Triumph last year, and that's where a lot of these have come from. Rolling Star, Far West, there's quite a few of them that are coming from that. The couple I've picked out, I like Totalize. He was 5th in the Fred Winter last year, subsequently bled, I think, that day, which is burst a blood vessel for people who don't know. It's usually they burst blood vessels right down in their lungs or in their sinuses. So
how long does something like that take to clear up? Because horses do that, and there is a worry that when they go back to the racecourse that happens again. Yeah, well, it's
sometimes you can say horses get wound up, and if they don't relax, they put pressure, and it's just like anything. When you put enough pressure on something, it'll burst, and that's what happens. But it depends, it can be from a tail end of a virus or a number of things. So, but I did like his run last time against Lac Fontana, who's going for the county hurdle. I thought it was good, back to form, finished second. I just think he's 5-year-old, he's progressive, there's plenty to like about him. The other horse I like is Alan King's horse, Vendor, who won here last time, won at Newbury last time after I know it's a slight drop back in trip, but he had a wind operation during the summer. It was his first run back. He was impressive when he won. The horse that finished 4th to him that day was Sapphire de Ray, and he's gone on to win 3 on the bounce since. And I just think, I know it's only one bit of form, but for me it's good. That's you can't get much better form.
Absolutely. The production in my ear went, Jimmy's on a roll. And Jimmy indeed is on a roll. So we'll just give Bobby and Billy.
Sorry.
Because you picked the winner of the Betfair, so Bobby's now got to
go back to Wolverhampton.
Back to the drawing board, I think, Jim. No, I'm going to go, I said it from the start, I said each way, I'm going to go for Cheltenian. Am I pronounced that right, by the way?
Cheltenian.
Yeah.
I'm going for Cheltenian to follow up his win at Utoxity. That was 2 miles
after that I feel like going back to Jimmy after that selection.
That was 2 miles that day. He's won well heavy, and what we need to remember about him is that he also won the champion bumper as well. So I think he'll get placed. I'm expecting him again to run a big race, but I'm definitely expecting him to get placed today.
Okay, Billy?
That's confidence. After looking at the all-weather, I did think I better stay and have a look at this race before I went to bed, so I did. I actually found a couple really quite easily, and I like Give River and a Splash of Ginge. And Give River doesn't...
He's not here today, though.
He's not here today, no. I've only told him.
Yeah.
No, I mean, this race normally goes for a 5 or 6 year old, and Give River is an 8-year-old. He doesn't fit any of the trends. He's also got a bit too much weight, but it maybe isn't a vintage renewal. And if Nicky Henson's got him back to how he was, he's what I'd call a sort of professional handicap hurdler. He was a very good handicap.
He's not a top class horse. I made the point. There's no real. I can't see a top class horse in it. But I see what you mean. He's consistent, isn't he?
He's good. He's just the right type for this kind of race.
He's won off that mark as well, because some of them are thrown in here off bigger marks that they haven't.
No
won
one's
off.
mentioned the one that I like in this race. I mean, I like Vendel, but Irish Saints and the John Joe and ill-trained one as well. Yeah, you made a point about McCoy. You thought he could have made the race, not riding him.
McCoy, if AP wanted to ride him, he'd have ridden him. I mean, he can do a 10-6, no problem. And they say they claim off him. He doesn't. Tony McCoy doesn't ride for Paul Nicholls. He is #1 jockey. Do you know what I mean? He decides what he wants to ride. You know, there's no,
Yeah.
there's no.
So
Oh,
you'd be
well,
against it
there's
then,
no.
aren't
Oh, well, Morris finished second on him last day. He rides him. If AP wants to ride him, he'll ride him.
So you're against it on that basis.
Yeah.
But what about Irish Saint, who slooshed home last time?
I couldn't have him last time, and I just can't have him again today. I don't think he beat a whole lot the last time. I didn't fancy him the last day, even though he won impressively. I'm just not a fan.
Okay, before we're going to quickly. So I want the selection from you, Jimmy.
Totalize.
And another option because it's a big field.
Vendor.
Okay.
For me, I'm just saying each way, Cheltenham.
Okay.
The vibes from Melbourne are very good for Give River, and I think Splashy Ginger. The last 3 winners of this race have been novices going into handicap companies. Splashy Ginger's entered in novice races at Cheltenham. He could just have a bit of improvement in him.
Okay, for me it's Irish Saint. What is it for Sam? And is there any more jumper doubles coming in?
Yeah, let's just have a quick look at the market. So if you're going with Billy's selection, you'll be getting a huge 25 to 1 about that, and I can't see too many times AP and Henderson teaming up and going off that price. One I like is Crispy Green alongside my other selection as well on that one, which was the each way of Deep Trouble, which is again 25 to 1. Irish Saint is still the market leader. Jimmy obviously not too impressed the last time. I actually backed that horse last time out as one of my selections, and I think he's right in the fact they didn't necessarily beat much, but at the same time the visual impression was quite a fantastic run from the horse, depending on what you think it beat. Going back to your jumper doubles, I must say, on the pick 3, none of you are really heading into the territory of the Betfair, which is surprising considering how much of an easy race it is to pick the winner or not. We've got a fair few jumper doubles still coming in, and you're still all really sticking to Glenn's Melody. I've got Robert Mainley, who's gone for Andy Kelly and Glenn's Melody. I've got Georgie, who's gone for the exact same selection, Andy Kelly and Glenn's Melody. I've got Paul Rainier again going for Tony Kelly and Lou Unique. On the pick 3 as well, like I say, keep those coming in because that's going to be a really fun competition to get involved in. Get a head start today because there's a couple of weeks to go. Pass you back to Pete and the guys.
Yeah, that pick 3 is a new one for this week, but it's advantageous for you that you get cracking on that really early, before the first race today, because if you only join next week, you're going to be behind the people that join this week. And there's a pair of tickets for a big event in Cheltenham up for grabs, so get those selections in. Before we go to the break, in relation to that Betfair hurdle, very quickly, it's very competitive, but as you said, My Ten or Yours won it last year. Do you think a horse will win it by a big distance today, Jimmy? Or do you think it'd be fairly, very tight?
I'll be surprised. My Ten or Yours last year was very progressive, and he was well handicapped for the race, which proved when he was just beaten in the Supreme Novices. I can't see anything that's really thrown in at the weights today.
Right, so the point being, we think it's going to be very competitive, and coming over last, there's going to be 3 or 4.
Again, I'd advise people, handicap at that, they'll go fast. Newbury's very soft. A horse down in low in the weights, I think is...
Go for that instead of someone at the top.
Yeah.